Hey everyone, super excited to share this preview of the version 2 heat maps that are coming to ATAS. And so this is going to be available as a dedicated module in ATASX and ATAS Classic. And so I'm fortunate enough to be able to get a preview of it, and I wanted to share that with all of you, but it's definitely coming soon to the platform. I am so excited about it. Uh, just because even though it's a version 1 that's going to come out, like it feels really nice, it looks really nice. It's very modern feeling the way that it moves, and some really great just features that are coming out of the box, even as a version 1. And so I just wanted to walk through, give you a preview of it. And I'm trying to figure out where best to place it in my workspaces so I can start using it, but it's really, really cool. So to use it, so you would have to click here to open a new widget and add that to your chart layout. And before I jump in, I did want to kind of call out that there's going to be a lot more great things coming, like smart DOM, smart tape, statistics, and all that. So really excited about all the great stuff that's coming to ATASX. But for the heat map, you would click the heat map as its own module. You would then pick your instrument, and you can see here the data starts painting. Now, one thing as a note for the data, so this is something I read when learning about the new heat map. So if you're on a Rhythmic connection, or I guess other connections, the heat map history will only kind of show up until you've opened the heat map. Right. And so like you'll have to open it, open up launcher ATAS and then turn on the heat map and then let it load right before you start the trading day. And so that's basically how it's going to work. I heard that if you're on DX feed, then you will have the historical data for the heat map out of the box. So that I guess is a one up for the DX feed for the heat map per se. I'm coming from a Rhythmic feed when it comes to my futures, but I am on DX feed when it comes to stocks. And so that's something I'll dig into a bit more and see what the best configuration is. I'm sure the ATAS team will look into how it's possible to save some type of history for other data connections that are not DX feed. But for now, if you're on Rhythmic or any other connection like that, your history will start once you launch the heat map for the day. But if you're on DX feed, you'll get the history. For me, I'm on Rhythmic. I'm going to stay on Rhythmic, and we'll just kind of see how that goes. But you can kind of see here. Well, I guess the first thing that I do like, I really like how it's just really easy to move this around. So you can kind of see I can scroll up and down really easily, really fast. I'm just like swiping on my mouse pad here on my MacBook. Really easily, really fast. I can double click the access, get back to where the prices are. I really like that. You can click that button here to get the real time. I really like that. It's super simple. And then if I wanted to see, okay, like, well, where are just the big price levels? You can just zoom all the way out really quick, really easily. And it feels very fluid, right? Like the visualization, the look and feel of it, the feedback that you get on the screen, it's super modern, super fast. I really love it. So really cool. And then if you want to just get back, you just double click. It's just great. I really, really like just that alone is super. And so pretty cool stuff there. And then from a settings perspective, so it's pretty comprehensive so far. Even as a version 1, you get so many options here. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can kind of see you got like cutoffs, you got your smoothing, you got your depth indicators, volume, CVD, your split your levels. You can, right now the time grid I think is just ticks, and then right now it's defaulted to every 2 ticks, but you could change that in ticks. I know in the future they're going to be adding new candles and everything. Right now you just get the ticks and the orders, but they'll be adding new candles and new time frames and everything in the future. You got all that. And then your display and all that. So a lot of comprehensive settings here, right? And so you have that when you go there. And I guess let me make this bigger now. But what I do like is here in the heat map, you can just make quick configurations here, like really quick kind of settings up here. So that's really cool for usefulness. And then the views, you can like add things, take things away. Like I don't want to see the volume. I don't want to see the best prices. I don't want to see the depth indicator. Maybe you don't want to, right? And so you can kind of clean it up there. So that's pretty cool. You got your CVD panel. So that shows there. So that's pretty cool. You can show or not show your bubbles and all that. And I'll talk about 3D mode here in a little bit. And then for your heat map, you can see, okay, like you got your cutoff, upper percentile 98%, lower percentile 20%. You can adjust that and everything, right? Yeah, so if you wanted to say, okay, I just want like the really um the biggest levels, right? Like reduce all the noise and just give me like the biggest levels, and then you can do that, right? Which is pretty cool. Um, and then the bubbling as well. So you can kind of play with that. You can then choose your colors and all that really quickly, so you can just kind of see what you want to do. And then if you wanted to just say, okay, I want to just see like what are the biggest levels, right? Like what are the biggest ones only. And so you can kind of zoom out and see that. What I really thought was amazing was this 3D mode where it basically takes the levels and now it turns it into walls. And so you can kind of see there's actually a really big wall up here. Um, you know, like medium walls there and all that. And if we go back to the heat map view and kind of put this back to the settings that it was before, right? I think this was like 20. Right, and so you can kind of see it. It's like super cool because now you can see, oh, here's all like the actual walls. There's a big wall up here, big ceiling. There's some support here and all that. It's kind of cool, you know, like just visually being able to see that. I can see myself having on my trading chart like just some view here, and you're like, okay, what happens if we get here, or what happens if we get down to there? Pretty cool. And then I guess if you wanted to have the depth, so then you can see, and you can kind of see like where the big walls are basically. So it really like this one, this one, this one, like this level 6653. Like so the 6653 seems to be like one that we want to see what's going on there. I really can see myself having like this wall kind of situation here, and maybe even having the heat map to where I only see like the really biggest levels, right? Like what are the biggest ones? And then just focusing on that. I wonder if there is a way to sync the two. I haven't quite figured that part out. If there's a way to sync the axes, like that would be pretty cool as well. But for now, you know, like for me, this is something I may put on my, well, I actually will put on my workspace just to be able to see like, okay, like what are the big walls around while I am trading? Because I think it could be super helpful. So yeah, did want to show that. So you can kind of see here, price got up to this wall here and it kind of bounced off. We're going to see if it kind of comes back and see what it does there, right? So it went to that wall, it bounced off. Here's another little wall here. So it's kind of trapped between these two big walls. Yeah, so now, you know, well, I guess it's because it's zoomed in, like that's what it is. But yeah, it looks super interesting, kind of like a video game, kind of. But yeah, like this is something I'm going to play with. I really like the visual with the walls, and I'm going to see how to incorporate that into my workspaces. It's coming to ATASX and everything soon. Oh, look, we're pushed. So look at that. We pushed up against this big wall. And I guess we got those orders, and now it fell back down. And so let's see what happens. See that wall disappeared. So that's interesting. So they got all eaten up. I guess that would be absorption there. And so now we're kind of back down. Let's see what happens. But well, I will see what happens. But anyways, I did want to share that with all of you. I'll let you know when it becomes available. Yeah, super excited about this. Again, I really like the look and feel. Feels really good. Moves really quickly. Cool. Well, thanks for hanging out. Good luck and don't get caught. Thank you.